Excitement crackled in the air. Jenna and Mark were finally off on their honeymoon. They had dreamed of this trip for months, a secluded island in the Pacific, miles from anywhere. What could be more perfect? The first few days were bliss. Sun, sand, and each other. They kayaked at dawn. They swam with dolphins at midday. They dined under the stars each night. They thought they were in paradise. They had no idea. The storm hit on day 5. It arrived with a fury they never imagined. Winds howled like demons. Rain lashed down in stinging sheets. Their bungalow shook violently. Fear crept in. This was no ordinary storm. They huddled together, terrified. The wind ripped their bungalow roof away. Rain flooded in, soaking everything. They scrambled for shelter in the bathroom. It was the only room with some semblance of structure left. Hours crawled by. The storm raged on. They were trapped. Food and water were gone. The storm finally began to subside by morning. The scene that greeted them was one of utter devastation. The once lush island was now a wasteland of debris. Their bungalow was matchsticks. The beautiful beach was gone, swallowed by the raging sea. They were stranded. Despair threatened to engulf them. But Mark, ever the optimist, rallied them both. "We're survivors, Jenna," he said, his voice firm despite the tremor in his hands. "We will get through this." They clung to those words, a beacon in the storm's aftermath. They needed to find help. Their only hope lay on higher ground. A faint memory stirred in Mark's mind. He had seen a trailhead on one of their hikes. It had to be their way out. They set off, battered but not broken. The trail was treacherous, choked with debris. The air hung heavy with humidity. The jungle sounds, once enchanting, were now menacing. They pressed on, fueled by adrenaline and a desperate hope of rescue. Suddenly, the ground trembled beneath them. Jenna screamed. A tremor, an aftershock of the storm. The ground split open before them. The earth seemed to swallow the path whole. They were trapped. Panic surged. They were completely cut off. No way forward, no going back. The reality of their situation hit them with full force. They were alone, injured, and lost in the heart of a ravaged island. Mark knew they couldn't give in to despair. "We have to find another way," he told Jenna, his voice hoarse but determined. They searched for an alternate route, their eyes scanning the dense jungle foliage. Time was running out. Section 4. On the run. Just when their hope began to dwindle, they stumbled upon a dry riverbed. It was a risky move, but their only option. They started walking, the riverbed their lifeline. But their ordeal was far from over. A deep rumbling echoed through the jungle. A wall of water came crashing down the riverbed. The flash flood, a deadly consequence of the storm's fury. They ran for their lives. The water roared behind them, gaining ground with every terrifying second. They scrambled up a steep embankment, the raging torrent licking at their heels. They clung to the muddy earth, gasping for breath. They had escaped, but only just. Exhausted, they collapsed on the riverbank. They had survived another day in this relentless fight for survival. They knew they couldn't stop, not yet. They had to find help. They had to make it home. Section 5. Homeward bound. They followed the riverbed until it led them to the coast. The devastation was even worse here, but on the horizon, a faint glimmer of hope. A rescue helicopter. They had never been so relieved in their lives. They waved their arms frantically, their voices hoarse from shouting. The helicopter spotted them, a beacon of salvation against the ravaged landscape. As they were lifted from the island, they looked at each other. They had survived. Their honeymoon had been a nightmare. They had faced 5 natural disasters in a row. Yet, they had come out of it together, their bonds stronger than ever. They had stared death in the face and emerged victorious. They returned home forever changed. No longer just husband and wife, but survivors, their love story forever etched in the heart of adversity.